I've been feeling stuck lately. I'm not sure if it's the monotony of staring at screens for hours on end or if it's the house arrest. In all fairness, it's probably the house arrest. So I decided to do something different. Make a change, live a little bit. So I joined a cult. Cults have always sometimes been a good thing for people. Plus, it was something that's just always kind of been on my bucket list, right in between like skydiving and arson. Now you may be wondering, which cult did I join? They didn't have a registration fee. But now that I'm an official cult member, I've even been given my very own grimoire. I'm sure that'll be relevant later. So I watched another anime. It's not good. Trinity 7, written by Saito Kenji, who's worked on numerous other manga, but illustrated by Nao Akinari, who's only worked on a couple other books outside of this series. Now, some of the mathematicians out there may have noticed that I mentioned two different names. Not every manga is written and illustrated by the same person, though a majority of them are. When you separate the jobs, it allows each person to fully focus on their task and then make it as good as possible. One of the most famous examples of which being the One Punch Man manga, which originally started as a webtoon by One, the author, not the number, not the worst number, but received an illustration which practically acted as a full remaster by Yusuke Murata, who did an absolutely amazing job turning this into this. Jesus Christ. So, as of right now, the Trinity 7 manga is still ongoing, with its 27th volume being the most recent release as of April 8th of this year, and the anime currently only has one season that aired in the fall of 2014, an OVA which released in 2015, and then two different movies being released in 2017 and 2019. It was all animated by Studio 7 Arc Pictures, which was established in 2012, which is fairly young, and most of their works being shows I've personally never heard of, like Vivid Strike, Dog Days, and Ginga Kikotai. Main story is basically, boy wants to find girl that disappeared, so he becomes a super strong mage that is also a demon lord in order to find her, and by doing so, he meets the 7 strongest mages and must learn their powers to do something. I don't know, the show does a bad job of actually explaining a lot of stuff.
Just get to the lead stuff already. Down here.
You can speak?
Yep.
Since when?
Since you hooked me up to your Wi-Fi.
How does that make any sense?
I'm magic.
What does that have to do with my Wi-Fi?
I also have access to your internet search history.
Okay, moving along. We may as well go over the main characters, and I wish I was joking, but there's legitimately 8 main characters that get introduced with their own backstories, all within a handful of episodes. Which, in my opinion, is never a good sign. You mean to tell me I'm supposed to divide my attention and feelings between 8 different people, 9 if you want to be more accurate, because one of the characters is basically 2 different characters, but okay. Main boy, Arata Kasuga, he's a demon lord candidate that will inevitably destroy the world, maybe. He's a total creep at times, but he has his moments. Then for the people who make up the title of the show, the Trinity 7. That name makes no fucking sense. 7 mages who are the most powerful in their respective fields, and each one being inversely related to each of the 7 deadly sins. Not fucking you. So basically, whatever that sin would be, they're the exact opposite of. How does that work? I forgot to even say how it worked. It doesn't work very well. The idea being that since it's the opposite of them, they'd need to study it really hard in order to understand it, which could work in theory. And then you realize that Lilith's sin she's supposed to study is lust, but she just uses alchemy to make guns and shoot people. I went through the wiki. All it states is that alchemy falls into the lust archive. Because nothing screams sexy quite like equivalent exchange, am I right? Maybe that's why all the fangirls want to bone Edward.
Yeah, anyone who chooses Jacob is just wrong.
So Lilith's sin is lust. Cool. Who's the rest? Well, going down my convenient list. Liselot Sherlock, whose sin is sloth and can literally slow down time to the point that time essentially freezes. Levi Kazuma, who's just a ninja and her sin is envy. Yui Kurata, who does stuff with music and dreams with her sin being greed. Then we have Mira Yamana and Akio Fudo, who are practically just a duo of the brain and the powerhouse respectively. Mira's sin is pride and Akio's sin is gluttony. And lastly is Arin Kanazuki, who believes Arata will be her husband and her sin is wrath. Now remember, their sins are the polar opposite of who they are as people. Yeah, that's not gonna be confusing. Side characters are fine. Honestly, the headmaster of the academy is my favorite character in the entire show, and he probably gets the least amount of screen time. Also, there's a metric fuck ton of terminology that'll also get used throughout the show, including totally different names for the sins, their specific studies or themas, special moves, magus modes, magics. There's There's just a lot, and it all gets thrown at you incredibly quickly. Also, the title, again, makes no fucking sense. What the fuck does Trinity mean? Well, according to Google and multiple online dictionaries, Trinity means 3. Tri as a prefix means 3. 3 is a number, refer to my last video. And now that we established Trinity 7, another number, how many numbers are there? The pacing overall is just going at the speed of light with so many jumps of logic from one point to the next that it's really difficult to follow. Specifically, the first 2 or 3 episodes are just whiplash because it dumps so much exposition on you. Like, you know how the Saw movies are pretty infamous for how they always end a major plot twist, or sometimes the plot twist will have their own plot twists? That's just the first episode, constantly. And it's not as clever of an opening as it thinks it is. For the story, we're just gonna run through this as quickly as possible. Episode 1, Arta finds out that his world isn't real, meets Lilith, remembers his cousin kinda just vanished, then wants to find her, tells Lilith, no fuck you, I'm Magic Man now, and starts going to school for magic where she teaches. Everyone finds out that he's a Demon Lord candidate, and he meets Aaron in the shower, who he thinks kinda looks like Hydri. Also, I'm gonna add a counter every time something explodes, whether it be glass, crystal, or clothes. Episode 2, Aaron keeps following Arta around because he's her husbando. Arta meets Lilith, Levi, and Selena in his room to ask questions about magic, but a barrier blocks everyone inside. While trapped, all the girls suddenly need to pee. This is fucking dumb. They get out. Aaron makes Arta's magic unstable, causing a breakdown phenomena, which I didn't explain in episode 1, but basically everyone just gets bit crushed to death. Mira and Akio show up to kill Arta to stop it. Episode 3, they're at the beach. Flashback to literally 10 seconds ago. Finish what happened last episode. Akio tries to kill Arta, but he gets abducted by Yui, who we hadn't met yet, and she tries to explain magic and thema so Arta can find its own thema and properly control magic. He comes back, stops the breakdown, makes everyone's clothes explode. Back at the beach, Selena wants to see Arta's magic and then tries to restrain him using her magic, but she can't.
Gosart, I dispel you!
That night, they go to the bath at the resort and discuss more magic. Lilith openly shows her magic to Arta and explains how it works, which then allows Arta to just straight up copy her magic for himself. Episode 4, everyone at the school is falling asleep because Yui's magic is going out of control and is causing people who are weaker at magic to pass out, so it's up to the other main characters to go into the dungeon below the school to stop her. They fight a dragon and we get Levi lore, then Yui wakes up for the first time in forever according to people. Episode 5, gym close. Yui shows off her magic, puts people to sleep again. Yui lore, Mira, and Akio backstory. They try to talk about the last member of the Trinity 7. But it's Selena's twin, she vanished.
That's when it all went down.
Everyone gets transported to a different world. Lisa-Lot shows up, now an evil mage, and she can steal magic. Episode 6, too much back and forth to explain. Lisa steals Arta's magic because she's also a Demon Lord candidate. She loses, sends them back, they need to get stronger. She immediately attacks the school again. These shadows look like they're out of Persona. And then Lisa tries to fight the headmaster. Episode 7, Arta's Codex turns into a human. Come on! Arta learns about Akio's power. Lisa goes to the infirmary to see her sister. They fight again. Lisa uses her ultimate mega move, which practically stops time. It's not as cool as you think. She gets stuck in time. Everyone else is fine. Foreshadowing for the next episode. Episode 8, Arta isn't being a bitch, which is weird. Headmaster explains that another school got completely destroyed, so he wants to send them to investigate. Lewd lessons, a couple cute moments, mainly a nothing episode.
No, Lilith, wait! What?
They finally get sent to the other school via teleportation.
I apologize in advance if the coordinates are a bit wonky.
What? Episode 9, Hydri's here, then vanishes. School looks fine, aka, not fucking destroyed. Fuck ton of shadows appear. Grimoire fights them off while Arta takes Mira somewhere safe since they can't use magic here. His big girl gets trapped into Cube, more Mira backstory, bad guy monologue, they finally get all trapped, Hydri's gonna kill them all. Arta says, no, I'm Magic Man now, again, and turns into a full Demon Lord they call Abyssal Trinity. Near the end, let's speed this up. Episode 10, Arta takes control of the world. Hydri isn't actually Hydri, but is actually another book. Arta shoots the fucking sun and everyone ends up back in the real world. Also, Bad Book is now Good Book. Then actual Hydri shows up to kill Arta, but she can use multiple magics and is super strong. Also, she's some type of weapon made to kill the Demon Lord candidates. Arta just summons Aryan via pure power of will and plot armor. Hydri leaves and then they try to go home. Episode 11, bad guys show up at the school. Levi and the headmaster hold off the entire 2 of them, and I actually mean Levi holds off one of them while the headmaster and the other cloaked fuck just kind of watch. Yui helps keep people safe at a dream world. Selena goes out to help Levi fight Luke, this bitch who's fast as fuck, boy. Except Levi gets fucking demolished. But surprise, it's actually Lisa who's not stuck in time anymore, but now Selena's trapped inside a camera that can talk. Hijiri just appears, says, "Fuck you, traitor, how dare you betray us after betraying the other guys." Then Arta falls out of the sky and suddenly the super fast girl just decides, "I'm slow now," and lets this happen. Episode 12, Final Standoff. All 8, I think, people versus like 2. Literally watch 8 different transformation sequences. Big fuck you gun. Hijiri explains what happened after she disappeared the first time. She turns into a crystal. Bad guy who didn't fight takes her away. Lilith and Arta go on a date while everyone spies on them. That's it for season 1 of Yay. Arta, who studied super hard, is actually just fucking dumb and is gonna get expelled tomorrow, so he must find each of the 7 girls to learn more about magic again. It's mainly just here for fan service. First movie, more of a dark sequel to the actual show. Arta touches Lilith's grimoire, which then turns into another human. Come on! This new girl calls them Mama and Papa because they literally made her. She also sapped most of Arta's magic, and this was actually a trap set by the White Demon Lord. Also, the bad guys are now not as bad guys and just kind of hang around. White Demon Lord shows up at the school. Everyone tries to fight him on screen for like 30 minutes. But they're not strong enough. But using the power of friendship and their daughter, Arta is able to become his true magic man self again, but he's red now and one-shot the final baddie. Also, his daughter, Book Girl, just has her opacity faded until they find a way to resummon her, but now they'll never be duped by a demon lord again.
Paradigm form, Kaizo!
Second movie, there's a new demon lord in town, and he's Lilith's father from another dimension. I'm not even making that up. Get Agio backstory, bad guys don't want a demon lord to exist, let alone 2, so they take Arta to find a demon lord weapon and make him more powerful so he can kill alternate universe demon lord for them. I'm sure that won't backfire. He finds the sword, but only knows 2 magics. The sword says, "Fuck you," until Akio teaches him a 3rd magic. Then he tells the sword for the last time, "No, I'm Magic Man!" Then goes back to Big Bad Demon Lord, says, "I'm a good Demon Lord and you're not, goodbye," and fucking kills him using the power of friendship. Also, at some point, Lilith got mind controlled, it doesn't matter. Finally, Arta literally recreates an entire city so Akio can see her mother one last time. That's cute. The end! At least as far as the anime is concerned. The manga is still ongoing. I'm not even gonna try to read that. Not right now, at least. And do you wanna know the most disappointing part of the whole thing? Is that I actually really like the story. Like, the characters are good. I enjoy the storytelling, but there's that one little thing that keeps rearing its ugly head in, and that's the over-the-top fan service for no reason. It's so unnecessary, especially when you look at how long some of the scenes go on for. Fan service is in a bunch of anime, and I normally don't mind. 2 of my favorite properties are Food Wars and To Love Ru, one of which having occasional fan service and the other being entirely focused around lewd depictions. So what separates this from this? Easy. Focus. Fan service can be used in a way to add to a show, and I feel that's how it should be. It should never be distracting or take away from the show. Now, typically, fan service is just showing the characters off in different scenarios. Examples shown up to this point being mainly showing some extra skin in precarious situations. But there's other ways too. An example being in Yakuza Like a Dragon. Spoiler alert, by the way. Where you're fighting against a giant group of Yakuza and numerous famous faces from the series pop up, and right at the last moment when a main character is in danger, they get saved by Kiryu, who hasn't been in this game at all. And for those unaware, he's the main playable character from the 7 mainline games, aka Mr. Baka Mitai. Why did I say it like that? Baka Mitai. So they threw him into a spin-off game, partially for story reasons, but a big part of it was fan service to the original fan base. It's tasteful, and it doesn't take away from the story or the moment. Instead, it adds to it. In this case, it adds to the hype. It makes the whole scene just feel so much more badass. Fan service should be in service of the show as well, and if it takes away from the moment or comes across as filler or padding without adding anything of value to the moment, then it's pointless and comes across as cheap bribery.
Hey, I know our story is kind of boring, but please pay attention. Here, have some tits.
Thanks? And I get that ecchi shows just exist. I mean, that's the whole point of High School DD or To Love Ru. But those shows exist to facilitate the ecchi. Whenever you have a show trying to take itself seriously and then it just has random ecchi tossed in, it feels cheap. It doesn't fit. It's a roadblock for no fucking reason to your show. Focus. Remember when this was a Trinity 7 review? I'm gonna pull a video game donkey real quick. I lost focus. So much of the fan service in this show isn't necessary, and it's very rarely additive, instead just feeling like a cheap cop-out to retain attention. There is substance in this show, which is why it's so frustrating, because the level of fan service at times just isn't necessary to keep my attention, and instead when the fan service sections go on for longer than 10 seconds, I just start to roll my eyes and my mouse starts to hover over the time bar so I can see when it ends and I can skip ahead and get back to the part that I actually care about. I don't want this to come across as me just hating fan service anime, because that's not the case. I've reread and rewatched To Love Ru numerous times, okay? The ecchi tag is one of my go-to tags.
I saw what you were looking at for your research.
Could you not? So to keep this as an actual review, here's my scores for each of the shows and movies. The My Anime list has been updated, and I'm gonna give some closing thoughts. Characters. All of the characters are good. Mainly everyone except for Arata, who I could see being a good self-insert for myself outside of him constantly saying dumb shit.
You realize you're part of the problem, right?
I'm gonna throw you into a fire. Voice acting is pretty good in Japanese, and for some reason all of the English voice actors and actresses sounded like they're 30, so I refused to watch more than 3 episodes dubbed. Animation's pretty solid overall, with a lot of detail being used in specific scenes, but a majority of the scenes in the school, specifically outside of the classrooms, are all done via CG, which isn't done badly, but can look kind of odd at times because they don't always blend too well. Also, there's this one fight scene that I thought the animation and choreography was super clean on, so much so that I went back and immediately rewatched it the first time I saw it, because it was just like, what that was sick. The editing though. I'm gonna have to talk to someone about this. All of the music is fucking great. I love it. And the sound design is clean, and some of the fighting sound effects are punchy and powerful, but the mixing, Jesus Christ. It wasn't a problem most of the time, but certain sound effects were just significantly louder than others. Mainly the sound of glass breaking up until the first movie. I don't know why. But every fighting sound in the first movie is just crushed to shit. Like, they turn the gain up by 30 decibels and let everything clip so you can start to hear a gunshot and then it immediately becomes white noise. And that's just on one sound. Then you throw in all of these other stacking sounds and it's fucking impossible to actually hear what's happening. And again, it's only in the first movie. It didn't happen that much in the show. And by the second movie, it was fixed again. But it really took me out of it because I had to turn down the sound during the fight scenes because it started to hurt my fucking ears. So yeah, best girl, I'm gonna say Levy, and my girlfriend made it through 3 episodes of this, which I feel like she only got that far to spite me because I didn't expect her to get past 2. Anyways, that's it.